Wrestlemania has just ended. Thank God. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the official RWT Raw Wrestling Talk podcast. My name is Mike Larkin, and joined by me, as always, are my boys DC Daniel Crimmins and the dead man of RWT himself, Paul Morales. And joining us tonight, you can check him out doing his thing on Max Wrestling in the Mouth of South podcast, the one, the only C Decipher, Corey Coulter. Corey, Paul, Dan, this WrestleMania, oh my God. And I don't mean that in a good way. This WrestleMania, from the main event, from the start, from 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to its end here about 10 o'clock, my God, a lot of things that we kind of saw coming, a lot of things we were just like, what the hell? But we're going to dive into this review, and we're going to be honest with ourselves. It's the drizzling shits.
Mike, you know what this was?
What?
You know when you go on a bad date and you meet them for the first time, and immediately you're just like, yeah, this isn't going to be good. Yeah. But you still go through with it instead of just being like, I got to work in the morning. Bye.
You can't even go to the bathroom and escape out the window. You just got to sit through there and just take one for the team.
That's what this Mania was. It was just.
My buddy Jeff on Facebook, shout out to Jeffrey Langeli. He said this perfectly. It's like they just felt like, let's just get to WrestleMania. No, not Jelly Roll. My boy Jeffrey Langeli, shout out to Jeff. Jeff was like, man, they feel like they just want to rush this WrestleMania. It's just like, hey, it's WrestleMania. Now let's get this over with. That's what it's felt like with these decisions. Like, honestly, that main event really left a bad taste in my mouth. And I understand that we're furthering Cody and Randy, but it's just like the Pat McAfee involvement out early. I mean, we'll get into this, but Liv and Stephanie deserve more time. This was just felt so rushed, so fast-paced, and it's just like, all right, here it is. And I don't want to feel like that. It's WrestleMania. It's one of the most standout shows. It's the Super Bowl for professional wrestling, and this was just a dud, a DUD dud. And I'll let Paul take it away on this first because he is also in Las Vegas, Nevada as we speak. You had a fun week, which shout out to Denise Salcedo. Go ahead, Paul.
Shout out to Denise, of course, man. You know, it was, I could tell you, it just seemed like it was more fillers than the actual matches. We had more fillers of celebrities, ads, and all this other nonsensical bullshit and than wrestling matches. You could look at the times of each of the wrestling matches. I bet you anything, a majority of what the time running for this whole PLE was advertisements, celebrities in the crowd, talking nonsense, and that's it.
So don't forget about the long ass entrances.
Oh yeah,
the entrances.
20 fucking minutes for both Cody and Randy to come out.
Yep.
So I do have the times up here.
Go ahead.
So longest match of the night, Cody versus Randy, clocking in at 22 minutes and 40 seconds. I don't know if that's including entrances or not. I don't know. Shortest match of the night was actually the trios match. 7 minutes, 10 seconds.
I mean, they kind of just got that out of the way just because, I mean, for what they did with IShow Speed, he got a body slam and he got a Hurricane Rana. Everything else, he took a beating. I mean, that was cool, and obviously the ending of him splashing Logan Paul.
He's cursed.
He is cursed. But my thing, too, with that is, guys, it's just like Paul mentioned, celebrity involvement. I got to tell you, besides Cody and a lot of the boos that we got, I think the biggest celebrity to get boos in that building, not shockingly, was Stephen A. Smith. Like, when he stood up, everybody booed him out of the building. George Kittle got the pop of drinking everybody's beer. I mean, at least George Kittle had a good time.
We can go with that. We could say George Kittle was probably the best thing best celebrity actually NFL player, for sports player, who actually got the biggest pops. And he's not even a fucking Las Vegas Raider.
But he is a
He's
wrestling
a San Francisco 49er. But the thing is that people love him. People love who he is because he is a genuine wrestling fan. You know, Halliburton, yeah, kind of, you know, got a little bit of a cheer, but again, still, half of the people didn't even know who the MMA fighters were, who the boxers were, aside from Terrence Crawford. People knew who he was, but I mean, you had a bunch of people that were out there that they didn't even care about.
I mean, the Zuffa guy, like the guy from Zuffa Boxing, the only reasons he's there is because TKO owns Zuffa Boxing, so you have to get that advertisement in.
Probably told him to be there.
Like, go ahead, bro, be there. We're gonna promote Zuffa.
We're gonna promote the drizzling shits out of whatever the hell that was.
Speaking of drizzling shits, before we even get into the WrestleMania show, we did watch the Hall of Fame, shorter than it was last year. I got to tell you something right now.
Thank God.
Dennis Rodman, the nerves, the intoxication, that speech, he cried about his 82-year-old neighbor. He cried about Hulk Hogan. He talked about the NWO and other things that I could not understand or make sense of because he was just so out of it. I'm happy for Dennis, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't need to see it. But we got Dennis Rodman in there. What did y'all think of the Hall of Fame as a whole, presentation-wise?
So, presentation-wise, it's the Hall of Fame. Of course, it's monumental to induct all these people that deserve to be inducted in, such as, you know, AJ Styles, Psycho Sid, Stephanie McMahon, Demolition. Yeah. But, you know, Dennis Rodman being there just made it all look so fucking bad. It made it all just bad. I mean, I understand, yeah, he's there to do his thing, but you can obviously tell the guy was fucked up. Like, you can see it. We all seen it. And that's not a good thing to have that type of element when you're trying to induct people that actually, you know, deserve to be there.
Cyndi Lauper.
Regis Philbin.
Yeah.
Anybody
but Dennis Rodman. I'm sorry. I understand. I get it. I really, really, truly get it. But man, not the time, not the place. Saudi Arabia would have been fine.
Here's an idea for who they could have put in for celebrity. How about Motorhead?
Lemmy. That would absolutely be perfect.
Lemmy would have been perfect.
And what got me, I don't know if you guys have seen the post from Gunnar Udy, Sid's son.
Oh, he was not happy about the Legacy Award.
Which you're telling me that you could have put the whole thing on, you could have put like the first 2 hours on YouTube, whatever, however you want to do it. You got YouTube. Do the Legacy Award stuff there. But, you know, Dennis Rodman's speech is now the cringiest Hall of Fame speech. It used to be Mr. T. Please allow me a minute to talk about my mama.
I love my mama. But no, Dennis Rodman was probably one of the worst Hall of Fame speeches in the history of Hall of Fame speeches.
I'm going to go back to something I continued to say over the last month. Friday Night SmackDown should be just the Hall of Fame ceremony. That's it. No wrestling matches. You don't need Andre. You could do that. Add it to WrestleMania. You can add that to WrestleMania. You didn't even need any of these MFT versus the Wyatt Six. You didn't need any of these promos, nothing. You've had so many weeks to build this WrestleMania, and yet you still continually want to add all this stuff. It's like, again, I go back to what I said to you guys before. If this happens on the East Coast, what's going to happen? Are you guys going to stay up till 3:00 in the morning to be there waiting to, go see the ceremony? No, ain't nobody going to do that.
Yeah.
So again, why can't the Hall of Fame ceremony just be all of SmackDown? Hell, you could add all these other legacy awards and everything. I don't get why Bad News Brown was there, because I don't remember a legacy of him.
Savage and Hogan, that's about it.
Not in the WWE, at least. He did have a pretty good career throughout the Canadian territories, and
again, everything. Again, I'm trying to stress that the fact that there have been so many other well-deserving people who have not gone in. One, ninth wonder of the world, China, who I think is very, very disrespectful. The fact that they had this ceremony on the 10-year anniversary of her passing. So
yeah, that got a lot of people in an uproar on social media about today being the 10-year anniversary of China's passing, and Stephanie's the one who's getting inducted on that day.
Yeah. And I mean, just her speech. I mean, I'm listening to her speech. I'm listening to her talk about Triple H, their marriage, their relationship, and I'm just it kind of hits me. It kind of hits a lot of people in the fields, because we know what China meant to Triple H. We know what he meant to her and she meant to him. And yet you're doing this on the day that she passed. So
well, that was my thing too. I was looking over at Mama Lark when we were watching the Hall of Fame last night, and shout out to Mama Lark. Man,
Hi, Mama Lark.
Hi, Mama Lark.
Hey, Mama Lark.
Thank y'all. I think the main thing that I have to say is, like I even said to her, I said, this is great. You can feel the love that they have for one another. It's crying. They mean everything that they're saying about their children, everything. But there's something in the back of my mind that I'm just thinking, man, it would be cool if we didn't know what happened with China. That was the only thing that went through my mind. It would be cool if we didn't know what happened with China. The China.
But, the whole thing, and sorry to cut you off, but...
No, you're fine, man.
The whole thing was just beyond cringy. And, this whole excuse of, oh, well, we can't put China in because of her adult film career.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You've got other people in the Hall of Fame that have done some real questionable things.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jimmy Snuka, who at the time of his death was facing a murder trial.
Yes, sir.
Hulk Hogan.
Yep. Dare I say the person who is the president of the United States right now in the celebrity wing?
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh man. We could cut off a whole list. Hell, we could do a whole episode of Uncaged. Hi, Yeti. My daughter's watching us right now.
Hi.
Going back to the celebrity, here's another one that, I understood. Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne would have been perfect.
He's already in it.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm watching that speech, and I think the end. I mean, the daughter's speeches were nice. Then Linda moseyed her way over there and bragged for about 10 minutes. And then Stephanie came out. It was a very nice speech. She cut the heel promo at the end, calling Sami Zayn a B+ player. And Sami Zayn would go on to Twitter and talk about why you say fuck me for the 50 Cent gif, which I thought was hilarious. The Demolition speech, about time. I love seeing Haku, the Warlord, and Arn Anderson come on talking about working with them. They did bleep out the F when the Warlord said the WWF as opposed to the WWE. But I thought that was very nice. They thanked Jesus Christ. Barry Darsow was so happy to be there. Bill Eadie. Demolitions came off great. Did you guys also like seeing Nick Hogan and Andre the Giant's daughter? The immortal moment going in was WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant.
I don't know. I'm still kind of torn on Nick, because he's not exactly the most sane. Well, I mean, I don't think any of them are any type of sane, but that's just me. And of course, Nick has so many damn issues. So him being there, I guess, is just Control Alt Delete. You to forget about it. It wasn't there. None of that stuff happened. Him wrecking his dad's car. Him wrecking his car. Him. Being abusive to his ex-wife or his ex-girlfriend or whatever. Yeah, none of that mattered.
Well, but Brooke Hogan, sorry, Mike, I didn't mean to cut you off. Brooke Hogan, she made her appearance on TikTok recently. She made some comments about, coming back and telling her fans, y'all wanted me out of hiding. Well, here I am. So then you kind of think you forget she can't show up to any WWE events at all. She's still blackballed from the company.
I mean, they did ask her about her appearance in the documentary coming up on the Netflix with the 22nd, and she said, hey, you know what? I'm not in it for reasons. I don't want to be involved with that management, and I respect her for that. She wants to distance herself from this, so let her live her life. God bless her, you know? I mean, Nick, whatever. We're supposed to forget that he got that DUI last year, and that never happened. We're supposed to forget about the vegetative state that he put that poor kid in. Like, it's one of those things where I look at Nick Hogan and I'm just like, oh, and this dude is about 2 years older than I am. Corey and I am, excuse me. So it's one of those things where I'm like, dude, you got to get your shiznit together. I know he's married to a porn star wife, but it's like, God dang it, man. She needs to steer you in the right direction. Nick Hogan is like Matt Riddle, to be completely honest with you. If I'm being completely honest, he's like Matt Riddle, to use comparisons.
Wow, you put that one into perspective.
I did.
Wow.
Yep.
Bro.
Yep, bro.
Bro, literally.
Yep, he's like Matt Riddle. But I wish nothing but the best of him. I really do. And AJ Styles, of course, did his thing. 5 minutes less. Thank you to all the promoters. Thank you for everybody that booked me. He's now going to be scouting talent for the WWE. He talked about his faith. It was very nice and beautiful for the 5 minutes that we got. And it felt so apropos to have the Good Brothers themselves, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, induct him. What did y'all think of the 5 minutes we got AJ Styles in his speech?
5 minutes, AJ?
About 5 to 9 minutes that speech was, yep.
Hey, listen, AJ Styles, he got up there and he said exactly everything he needed to say. He didn't waste no time. He was very passionate, very emotional. And, you know, it's sad. It was kind of a sad moment, not because, you know, it was just his speech and everything being inducted. It was just sad because now he's not going to be in ring competition. He's going to be doing a lot of scouting for WWE and being part of talent relation. And, you know, he knows his shit. He'll bring in some good talent to the company. And, you know, I'm looking forward to see who he brings in. I'm hoping Ricky Sosa, please and thank you.
Yes, very talented individual who's in TNA right now.
The only thing is that what sucks is that TNA isn't allowed to go out and do other projects, given that they are basically an indie company, even though they do have sort of a partnership with WWE, but it's really between NXT and TNA.
Oh, everybody was so pissed about Carlos Silva and all them taking those TNA matches out with the AEW stuff. Will Ospreay was pissed. A lot of wrestling fans were pissed about that.
And you can put up the video at any point in time and say, and have them saying "fuck TNA," you know, at the GCW event. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, when they were saying "fuck TNA," yeah. So
fuck TNA. But that was my thing too, man. I mean, you guys can check out the video. I'll link it in the social media description after this, so everybody can check it out. But one of the things that really got me this past weekend was the fact, man, Elena Black, the former Cara Jade, she was signing, doing her thing, and to put in the bluntest of terms, somebody completely grab-assed her, and her boyfriend, Casey Navarro, went on and said, be respectful, be kind to the talent. He was not having any of this. As you should. When you go to ask for an autograph, shake hands, and if they want a hug, let them hug. Do what you need to do, but you don't grab ass and you don't do what this individual did, and that person should be banned completely and effectively from every event going on.
You know, beyond a convention or any of that, you don't put your hands on a fucking woman.
Nope.
No.
How are you, a grown-ass man, gonna not even ask permission, but just go right in for a feel ski?
Mm-hmm.
Creeps, man. Creeps.
Where in the, pardon my language, where in the goddamn fucking hell was security?
They didn't come till later.
They didn't come till later, and that was, I mean, just reading what a lot of people were talking about. I mean, people who were there were just saying online, like, security didn't come till like sometime later. So it was like, that's bullshit. You guys should have security there for these people. It's just bullshit that they had to wait for so long for them to come. And then, I mean, I credit Elena Black. I really, really do, because she chased after the dude. And now his face is plastered everywhere, all over social media. And you're going to see it tweeted, retweeted, Instagram, no matter whatever platform, this guy's life is fucking over.
It kind of reminded me of that stupid construction guy that was like, I could take on all the wrestlers. This dude went up to Big Vito from WCW, now Big Vito, who's in JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
I know the guy you're talking about.
And Vito absolutely mollywopped this guy. He was like, you fucking want to do this? You think you're a fucking tough guy? And then D'Lo Brown and security had to come off and pull Vito off of this guy. Good Lord. What the hell's wrong?
They should have fucking let him. Is that the guy you always see on like Instagram reels, Bronx Lesnar?
Yes, and he's just like, I'm a construction worker and I'm tough and all these wrestlers, and he's ready to do his thing. And I'm like, come on, bro. Really? It's just
let him at Brock. Please.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
I would pay money for that.
Listen, if you say it a lot, it'll eventually happen because people nowadays are crazy. They do not give a fuck. They will actually try their hand at trying to attack people at random. And I bet at the end of the day, if somebody even remotely tries Brock Lesnar or Braun Breaker or Obafemi or Damian Priest or Jacob Fatu or et cetera, they're going to get their asses handed to them, bro. Like bad.
There is a video I've seen. It was back when he was on the Indies. I think maybe an MLW. The dude stepped up to Jacob Fatu.
That person is out of their effing minds if they.
Why would you mess with him? There is a reason why you ask the guys now. You see interviews where they say, if you got into a fight, a bar fight, who's the 5 people? Mm-hmm. Most everyone says him.
Yep.
There's a reason.
I'm going to pull this clip up. I have 2 clips I want to play because this refers to what we're discussing. So the fuck TNA chant happened during this match as it was Ricochet and the Demand against Leon Slater, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight. And this was the FTNA chants that happened at the WrestleCon event.
We won't be incurring any expensive medical procedures after this event.
Or so one would hope.
Well, choices are made and they're yours to make. Some editorializing by the crowd here.
We would like to once again thank Morgan and Morgan for.
So those were the fuck TNA chants, and if anybody looks out for this person, this was the Elena Black incident that happened.
Hey, you're a sick fucking pig. You like to grab women's ass? And you like to come to conventions? Fuck you. You're fucking sick and disgusting, you fucking pig. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If anybody sees that dude, instant karma. Just straight one to the head.
It's like the old knockout game. Just run and duck. Duck and run, baby.
It's gonna be all bad. And I'm telling you this right now. This guy is not gonna be allowed at any conventions whatsoever. No shows because people are gonna be out looking for him. You've just blackballed your own ass.
The other thing that did happen over the weekend, I'm going to say it just because it made me laugh. Jake Hager, the former Jack Swagger in WWE and AEW, I like this hat. He made his debut for Power Slap and won. And at the end, he said, fuck Tony Khan, and just walked out there. Your guys' thoughts on Jake Hager winning his debut for Power Slap?
Good for him.
Good for you. Good for you, Jake, or Jack, or whatever you want to call Jake, Jack, Swagger Jack, Old Spice, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. Congratulations, man. But at the same time, there's got to be a little bit of professional courtesy, but I understand where you're coming from because we all had that one incident at the workplace with the boss and said that same exact shit. But good on you, bro.
I will also state this. I love wrestlers going into different avenues, but I have not been the biggest fan of Power Slap. I don't see it as a sport. I think it is a walking concussion syndrome. I think it is a walking CTE. I don't get how slapping somebody so hard in the face is a sport. But hey, I've seen a lot of wrestlers wanting to get into it, like Hollywood, Haley J has done it. You're going to see a lot of them do it. I don't get it, but hey, congratulations to Jake Hager. What were your thoughts on seeing this, Daniel, and the fuck Tony Khan right after that?
I thought it was incredibly petty.
Yep.
It's the same thing. when people kept bringing up like the all in, all out, brawl out bullshit with Tony Khan and Punk.
Yeah.
It's like Bret Hart, almost 30 years later,
Yep.
still bitching about Montreal. 20 years since the shit with Goldberg happened. Like, I'm sorry, but give it up, dude.
My thing about Jake.
Work out.
So we're gonna pull it up on the screen because Jake
Mike,
was
just as a note.
Yeah.
Jack Swagger has no personality.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I mean, you ain't lying.
You're not wrong.
You are wrong, and you ain't lying.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
here it is.
Good wrestler.
By 10X, feel the power of Prestige was brought to you by 10X.
Just let him know. Let him know.
Like, if you ever wanted to go back, you can't now.
You can't now.
But why would he want him back? Like, he didn't even use him. And then the fact is that I'm sorry, he was a good wrestler in college and did really well for himself all the way up until he started talking shit about people.
It's like, bro, just shut the hell up.
Well,
and I know he's going to use, well, I got a list too. Why can't I be like Cody Rhodes?
Here's my thing. One of the worst world heavyweight champions ever was Jack Swagger. After cashing in the Money in the Bank, the match with the Big Show, and then losing it in the Fatal 4-Way to Rey Mysterio. I mean, even his ECW world title run where he's wrestling against like Matt Hardy, he loses to Christian, then he wins back the title, then he loses it to Tommy Dreamer. Like, even during that, like, he wasn't the best ECW champion. I thought that at the time they even put the title on him too quickly. I didn't get it, but I mean, that was Jack Swagger's career as a whole. What do you think went wrong with him? I remember that promo he had with Baron Corbin towards the end of his WWE run when he went to SmackDown and he was talking about his smoking wife, and it's like nobody reacted to the promo.
Jake, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck your name is.
Whatever the fuck your name is. Listen, I'm just going to say it, and Mike's going to pop for this. He is literally the early 2010s version of Daniel Garcia. He's a bag of dicks.
He really is. Oh, dude, thank you. He is a bag of dicks. I'm sorry. Like, I'm watching this dude wrestle Lenny Lane on an edition of ECW. There's a fucking name from WCW and early TNA. Like, that was my thing. Like, you even put Lenny Lane in there to have to do a squash match, and I was bored. And it's Lenny fucking Lane, WCW Cruiserweight Champion Lenny Lane. And it was terrible, bro. It was absolutely terrible. But I'll tell you what, something that wasn't.
No. You had to use the proper term. It was the drizzling shits.
And it was terrible, to quote Charles Barkley.
That's just terrible.
I'll tell you what was
terrible.
not
terrible. Just terrible.
Terrible.
We're gonna show some highlights. Natalya and Shayna Baszler Bloodsport fuck each other up. This is the first clip I'll show of Shayna Baszler getting her fucking nose busted.
15. I don't know if her nose is busted, if it's her mouth. She was trying to protect the choke so hard, fighting the hands, that it gave Natty access to her face. And Baszler looks like a horror show. Just go! Oh my God! Out to the outside!
I always say this, and I'll play another clip in a second. Why can't we get this Natalya on WWE? I know they tried with Maxine. The fact that feud has gone nowhere. We've seen her on AAA do her thing with La Flamere. It's like, how do we not find this with Natalya? And Shayna Baszler has done her thing, either be indies or as a WWE role as a coach and stuff. Like, that was perfect. Like, we've seen them wrestle in WWE, but that was such a perfect setting for the both of them. Go ahead, Corey.
Go ahead, Corey.
I'll answer that plain and simple. Creative. WWE creative. That's literally the answer. They're not going to let you be you. You got to be their version of you. Mm-hmm. That's why you're not getting the Natalya from Bloodsport. You know how many times I have said that I want some of these wrestlers to go to Bloodsport?
Yep.
That actually got hands like that for real?
I mean, we saw Julius Creed do it, and he was great.
Like, think of this. Like, Nikita Lyons, for example, is in NXT Limbo and Evolve Limbo. She's not going nowhere because she can't stop getting injured. But I've said before, put her in Bloodsport. she would kick some ass because she has that kickboxing background. She can really throw hands.
Lola
Like
Vice.
Lola Vice, yes. She came from MMA and is now the new women's champion in NXT. Like, throw some of these people that can actually throw hands in Bloodsport and have them come back and be dominant monsters. But you're not going to get that on WWE's creative time. That's why you're not seeing that, Natalia. Because honestly, who's gonna face Natalia? Who's gonna face Bloodsport Natalia in WWE? Nobody. Nobody. Because you know why? They don't have nobody tough like that.
Negative.
And that would, you know what? You know that Natalia could have been, much like Shayna, could have been that female Brock Lesnar type.
Yep.
Like they could have just literally made both of them just like dominant, like just out there powerhouses, whooping ass and doing what they need to do. Instead, we got Natalia for so many years just being this bubbly, let me go with the flow. And I understand it. I get it for all the years that she's been there, but come on. You need to give her that one streak. You need to be able to make her either turn heel, have a nice little mean streak, let her go on it for a couple of years, and then maybe turn her face again. But give her an opportunity. The opportunity. You listen to her tell the story, it's just like it's not enough for all of us to get invested into everything, you know, she skips. You know, I don't want to have Natalia go to NWA, be low key natty. I don't want her to go to GCW to be low key Natty Neidhart. I don't want her to go outside of WWE to be something different and that everybody wants to see. Why can't she do it in WWE?
And here's a prime example of that. So here's another angle of the JCW match, the GCW, excuse me.
Oh, but we're not done here. You don't need to let them fight. They're going to fight whether you want them to or not. Oh, those close fist strikes from Shayna Baszler.
It's a wild, chaotic scene here at Bloodsport 15. Both camps getting involved.
The snake pit in the dungeon.
Tensions flaring, tempers flaring, but again, as my broadcast colleague Tom Waller mentioned, Baszler went for that Kirifuda clutch on the outside.
Again, this is exactly what we need, and this is exactly what we love to see, is those two just duking it out. And then we've
seen Brock Lesnar bust open Randy Orton.
SummerSlam.
We've seen him bust open John Cena. We've seen him bust open multiple wrestlers. Why can't Natty be that? You have her there. You have the opportunity to have this happen. Allow her. She's earned it after all these fucking years. She's earned it.
Yep. She's been with that company since 2007. Like, she's been on the roster since 2007.
Yeah, and the closest thing we got to that I hate to really bring up, and that was Raw Underground. That was probably the closest thing we're ever going to get, but nobody got busted open.
Right, exactly.
So the whole Natty thing, part of me thinks that it's just another fuck you to Brett.
Yeah.
But you want something that I think would be really interesting. We know Natty can talk.
Mm-hmm.
What if you put Paul Heyman with her?
That would be very, very interesting.
And then you turn Natty into that Brock Lesnar type, where she's just unstoppable. She's not winning by the sharpshooter or any other move. She's winning by referee stoppage.
That would work perfectly.
And that's her thing. Nobody else does that. That'd be her thing. Like The Undertaker, for example, the tombstone is his thing. Nobody in the WWE will touch that move.
Nope.
It's like F5. Look at how long it took to have somebody else do it. to do the actual F5.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Zarya doing it now on NXT.
That's what I'm saying. Look at how long it took for somebody else to do it in WWE.
Well, there was that brief
pedigree. Who went? It went from Triple H to Seth Rollins. It was like pretty much handed down from him from Triple H to Seth Rollins, and now he uses it frequently.
I mean, you even go back to the days when they tried to get Brock Lesnar back in WWE in 05. Like, there was a brief time where the Big Show used the F5 and he called it the F500. I mean, you also had a brief time with the pedigree. Of course, we can always go back to the days of the Pepsi Plunge from CM Punk on the Indies. So, I mean, hey, it always had its variations. I mean, in a way, the Angel's Wings is a certain variation of the pedigree. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways to take it. And speaking of taking it, before we get into...
That's what she said.
Giggity. Before we get into our WrestleMania, there is one final story we'll talk about. So WWE has blocked ESPN access of WrestleMania 42 for Andres Hale and denied his credentials. The reporter who had previously given letter grades for WWE pay-per-view shows, Hale just 2 weeks ago covered Janelle Grant's lawsuit against WWE and Vince McMahon. Now, this is the tweet that he wrote. I will not be covering WrestleMania for ESPN. WWE denied my credentials and blocked my access. Neither I nor ESPN has been told why. You can speculate on the reasons, but if you want answers, ask WWE. Let me know what they tell you, Fiend. So, your thoughts on the whole thing with Andres Hale?
Clearly, those two things are not related. Clearly.
No, not at all.
I don't know. I go back to something we've talked about when initially that the whole Janelle Grant situation kind of came to light. We know that that Paul Levesque is pretty much going to protect his father-in-law. So he's going to protect anybody from saying anything disparaging about his father-in-law. So when things come up around this, for instance, from ESPN, he doesn't want anybody saying anything bad about his father-in-law. That's his wife's dad, the guy who brought him into the company, the guy who owned the company for so many years, the guy he worked under, the guy he learned from. He just didn't want anybody coming in and dirtying his whole name or bringing up anything that is still ongoing. And we have this from ESPN, and ESPN did their damnedest because they're a reporting company. They're a news outlet for sports. Why are you going to deny them? You work for them. Your company is on their platform. Why would you do that?
No.
Hush money. Somebody, it's always an inside job. It's always an inside job. No matter what people will tell you, there's always some type of inside job or some type of, and I'm going to put this in quotations, legal transaction that somebody's going to pay somebody to not do their job or deny access. And it's kind of going to put a strain on the relationship between WWE and ESPN at some point, if it ain't already. Yeah, I was gonna say, I know there probably is one by now. That has to be, but that's going to put even more strain where ESPN is going to end up dropping WWE at some point, and then I guess where they're going to stream at now. Like, you can't, ESPN dropped you, so what's your next best option to go at that point?
I mean, I'm at the end of the day, they'll probably end up on Netflix. So
probably
that's my.
And of course, wait for that subscription to fucking jump up about another, $20.
I got to tell you, I got to say, our boy Daz on Max Wrestling said it best. Shout out to Dazzy. Remember WrestleMania like 10 years ago, like John Cena and Danhausen would be having interaction. He would be cursing John Cena or some type of interaction. And he said now in the TKO era, it's just it's just match, then ad after ad after ad, match, ad after ad after ad, match. That's the formula now with WWE's TKO. And he's right.
I had the thought earlier. They're turning it into the UFC, essentially.
What it is.
Because What I mean by that, in the early days, it took them years to get from UFC 1 to UFC 100. Like, it took a number of years.
Long time, yep.
Sure, because they would do like UFC 67, then they would do like UFC so-and-so versus so-and-so. They wouldn't number their events like that. And, now it's like they're just another show. Like you have like UFC 337, then UFC 338. It's a similar thing. Like it just, and AJ said it in an interview when, they said, well, why not retire at Mania? Mania's not special anymore.
I think Mama Lark said it best again. This is twice I'm going to mention Mama Lark. We've all said it on the show, but she even said it to me. Papa Lark, Mama Lark, and I were all sitting around watching WrestleMania, and my mom's just like,
"Hi, Larks."
Hi, Larks. My mom was just like, this doesn't even feel like a WrestleMania. She said this just feels like another edition of Raw, but with elaborate entrances. And I'm like, I can't deny that what she's saying, because it's true. It's just like, regardless of the pageantry, the presentation, and the precision and everything involved, it's not like the WrestleManias of what we know. Like, again, I've been to WrestleMania 20. I've told this story. Felt really special. Everybody talks about the ending as much as it's controversial now, but that had a special feel to it. When you saw WrestleMania 18 and you saw Icon versus Icon, The Rock and Hogan, you knew you were in for something special. WrestleMania 19, the final time we saw Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, it was special. Brock and Kurt, everything right there and anything. But at the same time, too, when you go to WrestleMania 21, you got Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels for the first time ever. There's a lot of specialness and overall feel that you get with WrestleMania. But now it's just like, okay, we're going to put on WrestleMania. We might get there before weeks. We're going to have this match before WrestleMania or this and that. And it just doesn't have that same feel or flavor like past WrestleManias. And we got to mention feel and flavor here before we get into this, guys. Congratulations, because Paul, I want to say this to you. You brought it up so perfectly with how you can do the Andre. Royce Keys, shout out to Royce Keys, the former Powerhouse Hobbs, won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, last eliminating Talatanga on SmackDown last night at this recording. What are y'all thoughts about Royce Keys winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal?
Should have happened at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Should have happened.
You don't do it on a fucking SmackDown. You should have had it at WrestleMania.
Speaking
I have more to rant on if you really, really want me to. I mean, because if you really, really want to look at it, what WrestleMania and every other PLE has become is a pretty much a bloated, watered down version of every Raw and SmackDown throughout we've seen throughout the last few years.
No, you're absolutely right. It's just like that
match, like you said, match,
ad,
12 ads, match, 12 ads, match, 12 ads, match, 12 ads. I'm exaggerating on 12 because, well, if you theoretically look at it, you get a couple of ads while you're sitting there after the match, and they talk about, this is sponsored by such and such. Go backstage, then you see them like go over there with like Prime or whatever they're advertising in the back, and then you go to like 5 commercials, and then you come back, you get another advertisement. That's why like going to Raw or going to SmackDown is like, it's really, really boring, because you can get in a 2.5 hour show, maybe 5-6 matches, which is pretty much like a PLE, a WrestleMania. Yeah. And a lot of them either make sense or there's kind of like a little kind of a lull between the storyline, or the storylines aren't even developing the way you want them to.
I do have to ask, because you mentioned this so perfectly. Like, we mentioned like the matches that are on Raw and SmackDown that are boring, like the MFTs and the Wyatt Six, that street fight last night. Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, it furthers the story of Tama turning babyface, but this was so not needed. Like, right after they got the lantern back, it should have been done. But then we went to the street fight, and the match was just what it was. And to top it all off here, guys, you got Tiffany Stratton versus Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace hardly got a doggone pop on SmackDown, and I felt so bad for Jordynne. Tiffany wins, and now we got Tiffany and Julia next week on SmackDown or wherever.
Again, something else that could be added to fucking WrestleMania. That could have been tomorrow night.
Yep.
I don't get it. I really, really, genuinely do not get it.
And they didn't have even a tag team match going on. Like, Damian and R-Truth are, like, right now in the tag division as tag team champions. But they ain't giving them shit to do. They could have had a tag team match on a WrestleMania. They could have had so much more than what we got. But consider they're doing all these advertisements just to, like, say, hey, you know, this is what you get. This is what you're paying for. People are going to stop subscribing to your shit. And people are just not going to care about your product at all. I mean, listen, dude, the honest reason why they keep putting this Wyatt 6 and MFTs against each other because they ain't got shit for them to do.
Yep.
The Wyatt 6 has not been hot since their debut.
Yep. I mean, they have.
Tell me when he's telling lies.
Exactly. And to go on to Corey's point, like last night on SmackDown, they just had Priest and R-Truth. It's like, oh, we're facing Grayson Waller and Kofi Kingston of the New Day. And then they win. And that was just like, okay, whatever. I mean, I get it's for R-Truth to be funny, but it's just like, okay, fine. And then on the other hand, like you mentioned with the MFTs and Wyatt 6, you have something in the background now of like Johnny Gargano still being depressed after he tripped over Kit Wilson, which I thought was funny, and Kit Wilson got eliminated. But then you also have like the whole thing going with the Motor City Machine Guns and Fraxium. There's like a tension, and there's whole thing of like, is the Motor City Machine Guns going to turn heel? And because they got nothing with this tag team division. The tag team division right now on SmackDown, and really in general, kind of sucks right now, if I'm being completely honest. Like, everything that we're seeing right now is just so bleh, to put in the bluntest of terms. It's very, very bleh. And that's really what summarizes what we're about to get into now.
Go for it. I was going to say, what did we have last year? You know, as far as the tag teams go, what did we have last year?
Oh my God, I don't even.
We had the ladder match. The ladder match was like 8 teams.
Yeah.
And going
I think that was the year before, wasn't it?
But you go into WrestleMania, you had all these run-ins, you had all these tag team matches setting up this ladder match at WrestleMania. Night 2 or night 1?
Yeah, it was night 2.
Night 2.
Okay. You ended up with this hot match. And what are you doing this year? R-Truth and Damian Priest are your champions. And what do we have? Nothing.
Nope.
And the tag team champions that are on the show are in a 3-on-3 match.
You know, here's a thought. SmackDown tag team champions. Why not have a multi-team match? Why not have, you know, Priest and R-Truth versus MFTs versus the Wyatt 6 versus anybody? Here, why don't you do this? If you want to just throw a random fucking match together, why not get the AAA tag team champions and go up against Priest and R-Truth? Who
we saw in the Battle Royal. We got friggin' La Parka and Psycho Clown and all them. Yeah, like we got nothing.
It's sad. Like and Priest deserves so much more than a comedy tag team. And I love R-Truth. I do. Same. But Priest is getting he's so talented. He's got it. He's got the personality. He's good in the ring. We know what he can do. Give him a chance. R-Truth, when he came back after, you know, being let go, fuck you, Triple H. You let him go. And he was hot. Like, he came in, you know, was moving crazy merch, and you've done nothing with him.
I mean, he had that little hot streak of shaving his head, and then he went back to being goofy R-Truth.
Yeah, you gave him a serious role just to be like, nah, we don't like it. Go back to being a goofball.
You know what would have happened if they didn't bring him back, they just let his contract lapse. You know, he would have gotten a phone call. Yeah, come to my company, I'll pay you. Tony Khan would have hired him.
I think he would have. But I also think that he probably would have been back in TNA.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing I will have to mention to that, because you did mention, I'll pay you, and I'll get to that. A lot of people talked about on SmackDown last night the awkward ending of Cody and CM Punk's love fest of just like, you know, just talking about how proud each other of them are, them celebrating with the crowd and them just hugging. What did you guys think of that ending of SmackDown last night between CM Punk and Cody?
That was a prelude that they're both losing their titles.
Which we thought until Cody won tonight.
Well, one of them may do it.
One of them may do it, but we shall see. I mean, Dan, did you like the end segment of them hugging and having a moment?
Oh, it was a love fest in the ring.
It was love. Speaking of love, a lot of people.
Where is the love?
Where is the love? Okay, Black Eyed Peas. Lack of understanding into nothing away from unity. All right, we'll be here all day. I digress. Take it back for everybody. Yeah. But the other thing I do have to mention.
This is why we can't have nice things, Michael Larkin.
Oh, be quiet. So the other thing I have
Cypher, see what I got to deal with?
Don't worry. I might end up doing night 2 with y'all tomorrow, so I can be adult supervision for Larkin, but I digress, you know.
You are more than welcome to come on any damn time you want, brother.
Hey, say this. I ain't doing nothing except for my thing and Max, but yeah, I'll definitely come back. But to go off the point, like, dude, I understand, like, a lot of people wanted, not Cody, but Randy to win 15, but he didn't. So what now? So Randy ever gonna get it, or is he not gonna get it? Like, what are we doing with Randy now? I mean, like, what are we gonna do now? What's Cody gonna do? Like, who's gonna be the one to dethrone Cody? Or are they just gonna keep giving us like this John Cena version of Cody who just can't lose?
It's going to be very interesting to see. I know they had talked about doing Cody and Jelly Roll against Orton and McAfee for Backlash, but who knows now?
He just RKO'd him.
Which is like, that was the rumor. It's like, now where do you go from here? And I mean, a lot of people are asking, where do we go from here? Because this week, not only during WrestleMania week, did we have a lot of excitement, a lot of great events. We had Darby Allin.
You stop me. I'm all the way up.
I'm all the way up. We had Darby Allin beat MJF in a squash for the AEW World Championship. A lot of people were happy to see the AEW original finally win that championship in his home state. We got the Stinger in action there. We saw a Scorpion Death Drop, 4 coffin drops, and a side headlock takedown that we've seen MJF beat him with. Then 1, 2, 3. A lot of people are like, oh my God, they just killed MJF. Number 2, they were just like, oh my God, he's going to be a transitional champion, which I think he will, because Double or Nothing is going to be in Queens. And I see MJF winning back in New York. And as we were announced next week by Mr. Tony Khan himself on Twitter, we're going to get Darby Allin versus Tommaso Ciampa for the AEW World's Heavyweight Championship. So I will start with Corey on this one. Corey, what are your thoughts on Darby winning the title, the backlash, the decisiveness, as well as Darby versus Tommaso next week for the title?
All right, let me start off by saying this. Darby, I'm glad he won the big one. I'm happy for Darby. I am. I'm happy for Darby. He got it. It's just the fact that why do we keep using MJF as a fucking stepping stone for other people to win the big one?
They did the same thing for Brody King. Like, he got squashed by Brody King, and then he beat Brody King. So you pretty much did the exact same thing you did with Brody King with Darby Allin.
Yeah, and it don't make sense. Like, listen, Darby is the man. There's no doubt about that. He is definitely Sting 2.0. Mm-hmm. But what the fuck are y'all doing with MJF? Like, I don't think MJF has nothing coming up or nothing to do. I don't think he's got like the damn, like, 3rd fucking installment of Happy Gilmore coming out, but they're always using MJF as a stepping stone for somebody to win the big one. And now you got Darby defending it next week against Tommaso Ciampa.
Because he beat Desmond Xavier, and Ciampa said, I want the winner of Darby and MJF. And well, here we are.
So that's what it's come down to. You don't earn your shot anymore. You just say, hey, I'm next. And that's it. You automatically get a title shot. Which we all know Tommaso's not going to win. So then what are you going to do with Tommaso? He didn't even have the damn TNT belt for fucking 2 weeks. He had it for like literally 13 days.
I will give a perfect example to this. So Corey brought up a great point of Tommaso Ciampa only winning the title for a short period of time, that being the TNT title. This booking with Tommaso and Darby is like when Roderick Strong was on Collision and he went up to Tony Khan and said, hey, I want to face Swerve for the AEW World Championship on Dynamite. And Tony went, okay, that sounds like a great idea. That's what this reminds me of. When they did that with Swerve and friggin' Roddy on a random episode of Dynamite. Or when Adam Page wrestled Lance Archer because they were in Texas in a Texas death match. And it made no flipping sense. But whatever. But that's what it reminds me of. And Corey said it perfectly. So Dan, I'll ask you your thoughts on Darby winning and what we're getting with Ciampa next week for the title.
You know, on one hand, I didn't like the whole squash thing. I thought that was kind of lame.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially you have MJF who just beat
Kenny Omega,
one of the absolute greatest of all time, and he loses in a squash
to Darby Allin.
I mean, do they not realize how that makes Kenny Omega look?
No, they don't realize how that makes Kenny Omega and MJF look because it's Tony. Tony's just like in the moment.
Now, I'm a Ciampa guy. You know, I loved his heel run in NXT. You know, they easily could have done that in the main roster, but Tommaso, this is what you left for.
Yep.
Would I like to see him beat Darby? Yeah, I would. Give me vintage Ciampa from NXT. You know, the unhinged Tommaso Ciampa.
Yep.
The Sicilian psychopath, the black heart. Yeah.
Give us that guy. The guy who went out, made his own T-shirt, sold it online, and still to this day would not let WWE purchase the design.
To go on to both of your points, and then we'll get to Paul's thoughts on this. Darby Allin, with how they're doing this and how they're booking this, it reminds me of Rey Mysterio's run in 2006 when he won the World Heavyweight Championship. Rey Mysterio would beat JBL, and then he would lose to King Booker at the Great American Bash. That's what this reminds me of. He's like, he's going to have one title defense in between, and then he's going to lose to somebody else.
You know what it is?
Go ahead.
It's giving me Mick Foley vibes.
When he won the WWE title, then 3 weeks later lost it to the Rock.
Every world title run he's ever had.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, some guy, and it's not a knock on Mick, because you know I'm a Mick Foley guy.
Yeah.
What this is, you know, Mick was one of those guys, he didn't need the title. Some guys need it.
Mick didn't.
Mick never needed it. Orton doesn't need it anymore.
It's like when Tommy Dreamer won the ECW title.
He didn't need it.
No, Tommy Dreamer even didn't need the ECW title, but they gave it to him.
He didn't want to win it. But
he didn't want it.
As far as Darby goes, I don't want this to be a transitional champion deal. I don't. You know, I think what they're trying to do, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think what they're trying to do here is add a layer of unpredictability with the title. You know, and I would like to see MJF kind of, you know, go back to the scumbag gimmick. You know, when he was the people's scumbag.
He's our scumbag.
Like, I remember the Attitude Era, The Rock was the people's champ. Well, MJF is the people's scumbag.
Exactly.
I think you just have to look at it from the perspective of, like, are you going to play hot potato pretty much like you did with the TNT title? Pretty much like you, at least the Continental title is staying with one person for a long time, for a long period of time. That national title that they have is not so much. I think they played hot potato with it a few times. I mean, a couple of times already.
No, just the two champions, I think.
Seriously? I thought they played hot potato with it. Oh, yeah, Ricochet and
Jack Perry.
Yeah, Jack Perry. Man. So, but still, at the same time, I mean, you look at what they're doing. You look at what Tony Khan is doing, and you want him to kind of sort of stick with MJF as your champion for a while. Don't try and he could still go out and go do movies and whatever and still come back. You know, he only has to come back once a week. He could still go do a movie or whatever, and come back, you know, on a Wednesday and say, hey, look, I can't shoot on Wednesdays. Why? Because I need to travel to wherever my company is at, because that's my obligation.
Now on
The Rock left because he didn't want to obligate to the WWE. John Cena left because he didn't want to obligate to the WWE. Batista left because he didn't want to obligate to the WWE because he wanted to be a movie star. And all these other people can't do it. Aren't forward of them.
And on a side note, we will add before we get into WrestleMania, because I want to add on to Paul's stuff just about everybody doing stuff out of Hollywood and everything like that. Look at Jericho, what he did with his music, and that's where I have to bring this up, because Chris Jericho came back. He's home. He cut the promo on Ricochet. He brought back the list. He wrestles Ricochet at Dynasty, loses, and then we're continuing this feud on Dynamite. I got to tell you, is anybody looking forward to round 2 of Chris Jericho and Ricochet?
No.
No,
not
at all.
No, listen, we love Chris Jericho. We love him to death, but
no.
Cypher just made the list.
You just made the list.
Well, he can take that list and shove it up his ass. I don't care. No,
watch your P's and Q's. My mom is watching.
Oh, hi, Mama.
Hi, Mom.
But anyway, hi, Mom. Sorry for my language, but I'm just saying, we're not. This is Chris Jericho. He's been around I ain't gonna say forever, but he's been around since the 90s, 2000s, 2010s. Now he's in the 2020s.
Yep.
Jericho, he's close to retirement tour himself, unless this is his retirement tour, but I don't think it is. But I don't think nobody's looking forward to it.
I mean, what are you going to do? Have MJF retire you?
Yeah, well, that went well with Jeff Jarrett. Jesus.
Oh, my God. That guitar playing prick.
How well did that happen? How well did that go?
Jericho, has been in the business for 36 years, so I think Chris can go whenever he's ready. But yeah, Daniel.
It's all because he wanted a longer final run. Whereas WWE, they were going to have him be done with this year,
and he was like, "No, I want to keep."
He doesn't want to do that.
No,
I know it's going to be just bringing back to lose to Gunther.
Whew. So
I think he could have done this for a while, depending upon how long you wanted to have Gunther to do this whole career killer, gimmick. I mean, you could have had Jericho there for at least maybe another 2 years, a year or two at least, because he doesn't look like he's in horrible shape.
Look good,
Ric Flair. I mean, he just doesn't look like he's in horrible shape, and he keeps himself well. I mean, that DDP yoga looks like it's really working for him.
That worked very well. All right, Daniel, what do you want us to hear us out before we get into night one?
What if?
Oh no.
We look at people who are nearing retirement age.
Excuse me.
I'm talking about one Randall Keith Orton.
Hey now.
What if you have him refer to himself as a legend?
Okay.
And you could base it off of he was a legend killer. Gunther calls himself the career killer. And you have Orton put his career on the line.
And they have history, so I do like that idea. Now, I liked what we've been talking about. It's been great discourse and conversation. Now we get into something that was absolutely the drizzling shits that we're going to have to talk about. I'm going to tell you, folks, most of this review is going to really going to be very negative, because the way we did this show is just And we'll start with the shortest match on the card, which opened up the 6 o'clock hour here on the Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific, as it was a 6-man tag team match. The Usos and LA Knight defeated the Vision and I Show Speed. So the Usos came out through the crowd. Then LA Knight came out in the monster truck, which I thought was very cool, driving that truck down the ring with LA Knight. Yeah. On it.
Yeah.
This matchup. So it was, I Show Speed got in there. He body slammed LA Knight, and LA Knight looked like, "What are you doing, buddy?" And all that good stuff. And then they tossed him to the outside. Logan Paul and Austin Theory worked over Jimmy and Jey Uso. LA Knight got in there, did his maneuvers, and then he sold for Logan Paul. He got Logan Paul in the ring. It was just back and forth, and we got Speed back in there to take a suplex. He got clothesline. This man hit a Hurricane Rana, and he was so happy that he hit a Hurricane Rana. Then he gets shoved into Logan Paul. Austin Theory gets pissed. It's like, hey, man, what the hell you doing? Did you shove him to him? He's like, no, I didn't do it. Then friggin' LA Knight shoves Austin Theory into Speed, BFT, 1, 2, 3, LA Knight, and the Usos. Yeah. And then Logan Paul pulls the "you had one job" to ISO Speed and hits him with the right hand. And then as he's going to put him through the table, the Usos and LA Knight make the save. 1D to Logan Paul. And then they put him on the table. They tell Speed to go up. He hits a frog splash to Logan Paul through the announce table. And then Speed yeets with them to end this matchup and segment. For what it was fine, I guess. But yeah, I was expecting a little bit more. But for what it was, it was. So I will start with Corey on this. Corey, your thoughts on the Usos and LA Knight against the Vision and ISO Speed? Oh, boy.
It's not often I not have my glasses on, but listen, I don't know if I really agree with the match, period. Like, you got 2 tag teams with the Usos and Logan Paul and damn Wheeler Yuta of fucking Raw.
Bag of dicks.
2.0. Yeah. And you got ISO Speed and LA Knight. And listen, you could have had a tag match with the Usos versus the Vision.
And that would have been fine.
That would have been just fine. You did not need
ISO Speed.
You did not need ISO Speed involved at all. LA Knight could have had a fucking banger of a match with somebody else who deserved to be at WrestleMania. But what did you do? You keep linking them up with the Usos, and listen. It was good. It was okay. I'm not gonna say it was good. It was okay. Speed got 2 moves in. Okay, cool. Y'all got y'all's little yeet moment. Oh, it's overdone.
Yeah.
Way overdone. Way overdone. He's got the frog splash. I bet Rob Van Dam popped somewhere in Vegas because he was there.
Yep.
Because Tusslemania.
Thank you.
No more celebrities for WrestleMania. No more of this bullshit of inviting celebrities or YouTube stars, or just go back to the original recipe that made y'all great. Because now it's starting to get ridiculous, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to pass it to somebody else.
Paul, take it away.
Oh my God. And I agree with I agree with Corey, man. I mean, it should have just been the Usos versus the Vision. You could have had LA Knight, doing something entirely different. You could have had him in a feud. Yes, he had a feud with the Vision. Yes, I understand that there are injuries and their injuries have happened, but you do have to pivot. Sometimes it's pivoting on the fly. But why? Why could you not have LA Knight involved? Hell, you put Rey Mysterio in this Intercontinental title match, and Rey hasn't really wrestled, so how does he get an Intercontinental title match?
Because they needed
How does he get involved? Hold on, how does he get involved? LA Knight has been doing things. Yes, you don't want to put him in the title picture because apparently, him, Roman, and Punk aren't going to do anything. And yeah, he's terrible on the mic, right? Because he couldn't hold his own with one CM Punk. Of course, he couldn't hold himself with one Roman Reigns, because we all know how great Roman Reigns is on the mic. I just think that you could have done something completely different with LA Knight. I just think that this match didn't need to happen. I get it. You wanted for the pop. And of course, it was short, probably because you had lined up another 6 or 8 commercials that you needed to, or advertisements that you needed to do, or celebrities you needed to showcase in the audience, before the next 15 minutes after the last match, after this match was over. So wasting people's time.
Daniel, take it away.
It was fine, by the way. The match was fine, by the way.
Okay. Daniel, take it away.
Jey Uso.
I know where this is going.
A year ago.
Yep.
Was on the run of a career.
Yep.
I remember years ago, about 20, I think it was 2020 actually. So I remember when he first got big on that singles run, he had those 2 bangers with Roman. And it made people think, Jey can go. So last year, okay, they said they listened to the fans, they gave Jey a shot. And what does Jey do with it?
Fumbles.
He fucked it up. He will even admit it. He fucked it up. But you go from, I mean, yes, it was the first match, but it was like one of the top matches of WrestleMania 41 to a 6-man tag match.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talk about, and maybe this is just how, I'm viewing it as an outsider.
How quickly the mighty have fallen.
How quickly they have lost faith in him.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, go back together with your brother.
Because he couldn't do it.
Well, I can tell you someone who did do it, since we got to mention the Samoan Dynasty next. We got Jacob Fatu against Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match. So Jacob Fatu's entrance was very reminiscent. I felt like Samoa Joe at Bound for Glory, where he had where they had the Island Dancers and the Tribal Dancers and the Siva Tau and whatnot back in TNA. So we get this. Then Drew McIntyre comes out with his sword, and he did his thing there. This match from jump, just attacking him outside the ring with the suicide dive. The wrench, the toolbox came in, and Drew McIntyre's subtlety of, oh man, I don't want to get hit with that again. We saw the belt shots, whipping him with the belt. We saw him with wrenches. We saw everything that was not nailed together. The friggin' suplex onto the chairs split together. Boom. Everything in this match told the story. They heightened their feud and heightened the expectations because we know the 2 people involved are going to kill it. Drew McIntyre puts him through the table, and then Jacob Fatu hits him with the toolbox, puts him on the table. The moonsault, 1, 2, 3. Jacob Fatu is your winner. I thought the false finishes were cool, from the Claymores, from the Samoan drops, from the moonsaults, and everything in between. I thought it was a fine brawl, elevates Jacob Fatu, continues the Drew as everybody screwing me up persona, and the match was fine and was what it needed to be, and I thought the right person went over. So I will start with Daniel on this one. Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre unsanctioned. What you think, man?
Honestly, was it a great one? No, but it was fucking entertaining.
Yes.
You don't always need to have, the Meltzer 10 million star matches. You can have a match, and that's fine. Those matches, nothing wrong with them. But you can also have matches like this, which are just fun.
It was, and that's the perfect definition of this. It was fun, and you know what you're getting with these 2. Like I mentioned, the promos were great, the styles were there, and much like Dan said, fun and entertainment at its finest. And now we'll move over to Corey for this one. Corey, your thoughts on Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre in this unsanctioned match?
You mean Jacob Fatu?
What'd I say?
Jey Uso.
My bad. Jacob Fatu. Got Jey Uso on my head. Jacob Fatu.
First of all, that was disrespectful. Don't curse Jacob like that.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Damn, Corey's gonna go in on you. Corey's gonna cut a promo on you.
Yada the mean, but no.
Yada me.
In all seriousness, dude, fun match. Very fun match. Love the match. One of the best matches of the night. I'm not going to say one of many best matches, because there was a couple, maybe one more, but it's just a story, like Drew, they're just going to use Drew to feud with people, because we talked about this on Max, and Mo and Daz and Beard, they all said that Drew's just the type of guy that'll put people over, and he's right there ready to feud with anybody. And then, Jacob needs it. Jacob needed this win, because now With Drew in the rear view, Jacob can focus on bigger things. Now, will Jacob start, having beef with the MFTs, or will Jacob go for Cody Rhodes now? Because we still don't know who attacked Jacob.
Yep.
Maybe it's time for Heel Cody to come around and be like, hey, I was the one that attacked you, and then Jacob be the one that beats Cody. But that'd probably be at SummerSlam and not Backlash. But, overall fun match. Right person definitely won. And, can't wait to see who Drew Claymores and blames next Friday.
Just for the record, I gave myself a headache after that mispronunciation and that miscue of Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre, because that's what we need. That for the 10 billionth time. Like, we haven't seen that match friggin' 10 billion times. Anyway, I digress. Paul Morales
prayed for it, and you got it.
And I got it and prayed for this. Paul, your thoughts on Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre unsanctioned?
I thought it was a great match. I thought it was outstanding how I get it. You're going to tell a story, and you're telling a story in this match, like literally unsanctioned. You ain't worried about a disqualification. You ain't worried about none of that. Tables, we got wrenches, we got a toolbox. I was just waiting for them to start pulling out kendo sticks. You got chairs, we got tables. We needed a ladder. I was surprised he didn't use the steps more. I mean, we got a table spot that a table barely even did anything. I don't know. I thought it was just a lesser version of Kevin and Sammy. It was just under that type of match. That unsanctioned match that they had in Toronto, it was Toronto, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Toronto. So yeah, that unsanctioned match that they had there, yeah, it was awesome. That one I thought was probably better than this one, just by a hair, but it told a story. And I'm pretty sure, I think we all agreed that Jacob should have been the one to go over. And it was, my wife said the same thing. My wife said she wanted Jacob Fatu.
Now,
but no. Hold on, just real quick. I just think that you needed. I don't know what's going to happen with Drew, but I do know what Jacob needs to find out is who attacked him. I agree with you guys. We need to find out who attacked him, and if it was Cody, then at some point in time, Cody needs to come out and turn heel.
Agreed. We needed some change of scenery, and we'll get to that when we get to the main event, because there was some change of scenery there. But then we go to the 7:00 hour of this fine show that was on ESPN Plus. We had ESPN first hour, then ESPN app, ESPN all over the place for this fine show.
You're ESPN all over the place.
Nice. So we get to the 7:00 hour, and
if you go into a bathroom and you're American, and you come out of the bathroom and you're American, what are you in the bathroom?
Oh God, please don't.
You're European.
I know. Ha ha.
Okay, anyways, go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
Good God. So then we go to the next match, and it's the Fatal 4-Way Tag for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. We had Nia Jackson, Lash Legend, the Irresistible Forces, paying tribute and homage to Demolition with the mask. I thought that was very cool. I agree. Then we had Charlotte and Alexa Bliss paying tribute with the Moths to the late, great Bray Wyatt, which I thought was very nice and a great touch. And then we had Bayley and Lyra Valkyria matching, of all things. And then Brie Bella comes out with Nikki, and Nikki's like, hey, guys, I'm not cleared to compete, but you know who's going to take my place? And everybody knew. We heard the rumblings. It was the return of Paige to the WWE after 8 years, the last time that we saw her. 6 years last time we saw her, but 8 years since she's been in the WWE ring competing. This match was absolutely fine. It was what it needed to be. Everybody got their shine and their spots in. But the fact that these people were up on their feet for Paige, they were so happy to see her. She looked in great shape. She had not lost a step. When she hit the Paige Turner, I popped because I had reminiscence of back when she beat AJ Lee for the Divas Championship after WrestleMania 30. Like, this was the perfect comeback for her. Another Tony fumbled, if you will. Paige hit the Page Turner. Then Paige gets the Rampage on Alexa Bliss after Nikki Bella hit her with her crutch to cost Alexa Bliss and Charlotte the victory coming up. And then boom, 1, 2, 3, Paige pins Alexa Bliss. And we have new tag team champions and Brie Bella and Paige. Not shocked because Paige got the big return. And I'll let Daniel start with this because he was the one who actually said that the Bella Twins were going to win. So go ahead, Daniel. Bask in your glory like Keith Lee. There you go.
So let me say this. Match is fine.
Yes.
I got a feeling at some point they're going to turn this whole Page thing not going to last.
No.
I think you could say once Nikki's cleared, it's going to be over with. Go for it.
Now, what I'd love to see is Paige and AJ Lee.
Run it back.
Have them as a team.
Yep.
Oh, have them as a team. Oh,
okay.
There you go.
I'm down for that.
I'm down for Paige facing anybody in this division. Think of the matches now. Paige is back. Her
Paige
versus
Rhea.
Stephanie. Paige versus Rhea. Paige versus Stephanie. Hell, a faction between Paige, Stephanie, and Rhea. The Killer Goths or whatever the fuck they want to call themselves.
I like that.
Motherfucking listen. I said it last week because Mike was there. I said it actually this Thursday. Actually, I think that Paige was going to come back, and she did. I expected Paige to be like a factor in the AJ Lee Becky Lynch thing, but then I seen that with Nikki Lee, she wasn't medically cleared. I was like, oh well, Paige is just going to end up being the tag team partner, which lo and behold, it's true. But now that Paige is back and she's with Brie, obviously they're going to turn on Paige, and I would love to see a tag team between AJ and Paige, but let Paige have a shot at these new up and comers. Let her have a shot at these, like the involvement. She's been going for how long now? 8 years.
In the ring, 8, but 6, since the WWE. You're correct.
So the division has changed a lot since she's been gone. So let Paige get in a few wins with some singles competition, and then maybe down the line, we get AJ and Paige as a team, or hell, we just get the damn PCB back.
Now, this is Paige's first title since 2014, 2015, which is crazy, but oof. But Paul, we'll go over to you now. Corey said it beautifully. Dan hit it on the head. What are your thoughts on them winning? I
could tell you the point that in the match that made me pop. Corey just said it. PCB. You had Paige, you had Bayley, and you had Charlotte standing in the middle of the ring, just looking at each other, squaring each other up, and it was like NXT. We had NXT all over again inside that ring in that moment, and it was amazing. And you could see the emotion. Here, I'll go back to Nikki introducing Paige. You could hear you could hear just the sad emotion in Nikki's voice. Like, she was so upset the fact that she couldn't be in this match. But I think she was more happy. I think she was just as happy introducing Paige as returning in her place. And as much as, she would have liked to have been out there, I think it was great to see Paige go out there. Her coming out there, her doing her scream, being in that ring, eye contact with Charlotte, eye contact with Bayley. Nia kind of looked like she was a little emotional. I know she was trying to be kind of stoic, but you could see the emotion on that woman's face. It was a beautiful moment for a lot of those women, and I'm pretty sure Lyra kind of grew up, a Paige fan. I'm pretty sure that what the hell's her damn name? Oh my god,
Lash.
Valkyria.
Yeah, no, the one that's with Nia.
Lash.
Lash Legend.
Oh, Lash Legend. Sorry, yeah, you did say Lash. Sorry, yeah, Lash. I'm pretty sure she grew up liking Paige. So it's like, to us, it's like it takes us back to the Divas era, of course, the NXT time. I just thought it was beautiful and amazing. both my wife and I kind of wanted Lara and Bailey, but kudos to Paige and kudos to Brie. And this is her first WrestleMania in a while, so kudos to her.
I got to tell you something, man. When it comes to all of these, it's great to see all these great people come back, and it was wonderful to see. And speaking of wonderful to see, AJ Lee, her first WrestleMania since 2015, takes on Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. So her entrance with all the girls coming out, for those that want to know, the one who ran to the back was her niece, which I thought was hilarious. How they were running out, and the little girl that ran back was her actual niece. I thought it was very nice to see her get that entrance, get that moment after 11 years since we haven't seen her wrestle. And coincidentally enough, her tag team champion, her partner was Paige against the Bellas. This match with Becky Lynch, look, it told the story of the beef with Jessica Carr being biased and whatnot. And then Jessica Carr shoves her back. They did their thing. I thought the spread from AJ Lee to Becky was cool. Becky with the counter, the manhandle slam, and then the kick out. The exposed turnbuckle became a big factor in this match. And then she pulls Jessica Carr into there, and then Bailey goes. Friggin' AJ Lee. I don't know who I'm talking about. AJ Lee goes into the exposed turnbuckle manhandle slam. 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch wins the Intercontinental Championship. I thought what we got, it was cool. It had a lot of the subtleties, intricacies, and nuances. And you knew, since she beat her 3 times, that Becky was going to get the one-up on AJ Lee for the title. It was fine. It did what it was supposed to do. But yeah, AJ Lee's going to take some time off. Becky is now the champion once again. They influenced and incorporated the whole Jessica Carr storyline in there. So it was what it was. But yeah, Becky is your new Intercontinental Champion. And I will start with Corey on this. Becky and AJ
Lee. Well, start to finish, with Jessica being there, all the stories intertwined really well and ended very good. Very good, very evil. Shout out to Danhausen. Yeah. But all in all, the AJ is going to take some time off because, I know she signed a full-time deal, but she's going to take some time off, of course. And, Becky, she's killing it right now. She is killing it with this persona of hers, this new persona. And her winning the Intercontinental Championship, again, she's going to take it to new heights because putting it on Maxine didn't really work out.
No.
And, putting it on AJ, yeah, it brought it a little shine, but Becky takes it to a whole new level when you put it on her. And, of course, I know there's a lot of people happy with the fact that AJ lost and Becky won. I get that, but you got to think of the long-term storytelling here. Becky's there Becky's there. She's there. AJ's there too, but not as much. AJ's going to take some time off, which unfortunately, AJ's lost. CM Punk is going to also lose, but we won't get into that. But all in all, the match was pretty good. I liked it.
Same, like I mentioned, the great storytelling there, and she only faced Bailey to retain it, AJ Lee, and we get her on that back. But this was the perfect closure to the feud. And personally, I want to see Jessica Carr get in the ring with Becky Lynch. I mean, the woman can wrestle. She's a very good wrestler in her own right. So I thought they planted the seeds for that, and I think that would be cool, just for a one-off. It kind of reminded me of when Sheik Abdul-Bashir, Daivari, and Shane Sewell in TNA, good old glamour boy Shane from Puerto Rico, did their thing because he was a great wrestler and he did his thing in TNA. But I'm just I'd like to see Jessica Carr at least once. I mean, we saw her in a mask on Evolve, but damn it, I thought that would be a nice little takeaway from this. So I will go to Daniel next. Your thoughts on Becky Lynch beating AJ for the Women's Intercontinental title?
It was fine. It was what it was. Wasn't great. No, it was very predictable. But it's for all her trickery, she tried to get Danhausen to curse AJ, and
yes.
He wouldn't do it.
He wouldn't do it.
But here's the thing.
Yes.
Did they just not show that?
That is a very good point.
Because she wasn't going to pay him.
She was not. But I got to tell you, that's one of the best parts of Danhausen.
It
Still
is.
one of the best parts about WWE.
And one of the only good parts, by the way. But it like I said, it was fine. The unfortunate part, neither one needed the title. who's Becky gonna feud with now?
That's my thing, because we already ran it with Lyra. Maxine, we did. Who the hell else we got on Raw for her to face?
So are you preparing to make Jessica Carr a wrestler? Are we going to get Jessica Carr versus Becky Lynch for the IC title?
I mean, they have Ivy Nile. They can bring JC Jane up, which we heard JC Jane's coming up. I don't know. I honestly don't know where you go with Becky now with the title.
But here's the problem, Mike.
Yeah.
If you had it be JC, she's a heel.
Yes, that's a heel.
Taking the title off a heel makes no sense.
It makes no sense at all.
Which is why that'll probably be what they'll do.
Yes. So Paul,
they could bring up Sol Ruka.
That would be a good plus. We heard Sol's coming up. Sol and Becky would be a fresh feud, and that would be fire. Paul, what say you on Becky Lynch and AJ Lee and Becky winning the title back?
AJ should have won. If she's going to take time off, you could have had her come back on Monday, drop it to probably JCJ, because that would have been a heel versus face.
Yep.
It could have been the same surprise as Paige coming to NXT and winning the title.
Yep, 24.
Or coming from NXT as NXT Women's Champion and winning the title. You could have had Sol come up and do it too. You could have had anybody who's a heel in NXT to come up and take that title off of AJ Monday night. You could have had Becky lose, but Becky lose because she wants to continue to blame Jessica Carr for her losing. So again, I go back to, this is what you could have done, what you should have done, but what you're not going to do. It doesn't make any sense unless you have a story in place that you're going to do something for. One, for Jessica, and she has been training, obviously, and she has been wrestling in Evolve. So unless you're going to do something with it and you're actually going to make Jessica an actual full-time, wrestler, and, all this stuff between her and Becky all of a sudden has some sort of culmination, it doesn't make any sense for Becky to win.
I got an idea for you.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Becky does an open challenge. And Mike, what was Jessica Carr's gimmick name on Evolve?
Oh God, I forgot that. I even forgot the name. That friggin' is going to bug me. I'll look it up.
Executioner number 1.
No, oh God.
And who was Executioner number 1, Michael?
Calix, I think it was Jessica Carr.
Was that? No, that wasn't Terry Bam Bam Gordy, was it?
No, it was their tag team partner, Rose.
Oh God, fucking Buddy Rose.
Buddy Rose.
Yeah,
that was who Executioner number 1 was.
Yeah, so her name was Calix, as Daniel mentioned. That's her mask character.
Here's what you do.
Yes.
Becky Lynch issues an open challenge, and Calix comes out, faces Becky, beats Becky for the title. Right after the match, takes the mask off.
It's Jessica Carr. I like that.
There's your story.
We're giving you a story, WWE.
But they're not gonna run it, bro.
I know.
I'll tell you what. Triple H, Paul Levesque, I'm looking at you. You can have this for free. You don't need to reimburse me. You don't need to do anything. Hell, if you even want to say it was your idea, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's a freebie. It's a gimme, as the kids would say. It's a gimme.
Speaking of a gimme, they gave us an action. This is probably one of the best matches on the damn show. Gunther versus Seth Rollins was after this match. Look, they beat the absolute crap out of each other. Seth Rollins' chest was so red. We saw curb stomps. We saw power bombs. We saw a friggin' backdrop driver, shades of friggin' Terry Bam Bam Gordy or Takeshi Morishima, or whichever you prefer. We saw these guys beat the crap out of each other. We saw a pedigree on the table, a stomp on the table. We saw everything and anything. They threw chairs at one another. These two had a blood feud, and they absolutely told a great story, as a story of that just came out of nowhere because of poor Braun Breaker, who I'll get to in a second. They made the most of what they had. Gunther is Gunther, Seth is Seth. So we knew what we were going to get was wonderful. And they found a way to actually take something out of chicken shit and make it chicken soup. So I thought that was a nice touch. And then, as Gunther's getting checked on after the curb stomp, Braun Breaker just friggin' runs. He fucking bolted. And then we get a spear from Braun Breaker to Seth, takes him into the corner. This man kipped right up after he hit that spear, and the cameraman missed it, which I was pissed at, but then they showed it in the replay. And then Gunther comes in and locks in the sleeper, and then Seth Rollins passes out. Gunther is your victor. Then Braun Breaker goes up the ramp. Then he runs back down the ramp and spears Seth Rollins once more. And then Paul Heyman comes out, they hug, and this will continue the feud between Braun Breaker and Seth. Great storytelling, hard-hitting match, and I enjoyed seeing both of these two work with one another, and the right guy went over. And that continues Seth and Braun. So, Paul, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on Gunther and Seth?
Right person went over, right, and it furthered the storyline of Gunther is going to eventually come to Paul Heyman and tell him, "You owe me a favor." That's going to happen. We got the advertisements, of course, for SummerSlam in Minneapolis. Again, we know what's going to happen. We kind of have that foreseeable future. But I like the fact that Paul Heyman came out with Braun Breaker, or came out after Braun Breaker came out. The spear, second one.
Oh, yeah.
Denise thought he almost missed it.
Yep.
And it looked like he almost didn't hit him right. But, man, he was flying down that ramp. I like that camera view, by the way, of him running down the ramp. That was a beautiful view. Nice camera shot. Him running down the ramp and then, bam, right up against Seth Rollins. Beautifully done. Right person went over. I just want to see where it goes from here. I thought it was a really, really good match, by the way.
Corey, we'll move over to you, Mr. Cypher. Your thoughts on Gunther and Seth?
Best match of the night.
Yep.
Best match of the night, hands down. And you know what? That the right person did win. It builds Gunther up a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. Gives him a little bit more steam about him, and he can go
just a little bit,
just a little bit, just a taste. And it just gets Gunther more headstrong and more stubborn and more, ready to take on Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam and end his career. And listen, this feud between Braun Breaker and Seth is going to be immaculate if done right. Because you got a guy like Seth Rollins, the architect of the Shield, the visionary, the whatever you want to call him.
The revolutionary.
He's every nary in the book. Hell, he might be lactose intolerant to dairy. It doesn't fucking matter. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker are going to tear the house down at fucking Backlash. And it's gonna, and you know what the best part about this is? Bronson Reed. He may return at Backlash and then help Braun Breaker get the win, and your division's back. But I don't know if the tag title will be held that long between Theory and Paul. If it lasts that long, if it does, it'll fool me. But anyway, you just got a perfect story there. Braun Breaker's back. Can't wait to see what they do with Seth and Braun.
Beautifully said, Mr. Corey Coulter. And now, Daniel, we'll go to you. Gunther and Seth Rollins, your thoughts?
Match of the night, which, isn't saying too much for some of them, but again, right guy won. I'm a Gunther guy. There's something very special about him. He's somebody that I think, had he been around back then, he would have been a good person to break the streak.
That would have been fire. Absolutely.
But
still say it should have been Bray.
Well, even Taker.
The day I died, it should have been Bray.
Taker's even said it. But I think here's just a thought. Obviously, we're gonna get Seth and Braun Breaker. That's inevitable.
That's a gimme.
But what if at some point we get Gunther? What do we see? Maybe he watches the match back and he sees Braun get involved, he never needed that. You could have him say, I won matches on my own. I don't need your help. So maybe we get something between those two.
I mean, they rocked it in NXT. Good.
And I'm telling you, in SummerSlam, Gunther's not going to be booed when he faces Brock.
No, not at all.
People don't like Brock. A, for, he's a heel. Reasons. But B, just the stuff he's done personally. Allegedly to have done.
And I think a lot of people, to go on to your point, are like, why do we need to see Brock Lesnar in 2026? I mean, we get it. He's a box office draw, but we really don't need Brock. I've said this. We've all said this. The match with Cody that he had 3 years ago, that should have been it. He should have walked away. But now here we are.
I mean, Triple H said in an interview that they really don't have any backups in case the main talents go down. Well, fucking duh.
Yeah.
He did this. And it was the same thing when Vince was in charge. When you had Undertaker, Triple H, Stone Cold, and Rock. They're not creating stars. And people say, well, what about Triple H knows how to book stars? Yeah, the stars that he would book all left and went to AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that you have Malachi Black, Aleister Black, whatever you want to call him. You could be doing so much with him. You have the talent. And the fact that you don't have people that you can just say, like, if, let's say Roman gets hurt and cannot wrestle tomorrow, and you need somebody believable to wrestle Punk. You've got great talent.
Drew McIntyre.
Anybody. But the problem is most of your top tier talents are in their mid to late 40s.
Yep.
And I understand that's a prime age. I understand in wrestling that's kind of sort of the prime age. But you're also at the same time, we just witnessed one of the worst things in wrestling. We watched the Vision come down to Logan Paul and Austin Theory, which is pretty much, you lost not only Seth Rollins, you lost the up and coming Braun Breaker, you lost Bronson Reed, who was also and he's been kind of like coming up too, for as much as he could be a definite mid-card champion. If you give him the opportunity, he could be an intercontinental champion. But you don't have him in place to be that champion. Logan Paul, yes, and I think somewhere down the line, yes, he could be a top heel. He could be a champion. I believe what John Cena said. He does have that charisma. He does have that factor, but I just don't think he knows how to harness it and use it to his ability. Where I don't think that he's going to be that guy.
Agreed. I look at Logan Paul. He's held 2 titles now, the United States title and the tag title. You kind of relegated them as like the B team version of the Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory. That's why I'm so happy, like you mentioned, to see when Bronson Reed comes back. You have Braun Breaker. Bronson Reed's that missing ingredient. So that is the stuff right there where I'm looking forward to seeing where they go towards. But it's how they build it. And like we mentioned with any of these stories that we're seeing in tonight's matchups, it's where you go from here and how you build that keeps us entertained and excited. But right now, we're hoping, we're wishing, we're praying, but we want to see some good stuff within our wrestling. And then we get to the semi-main event, which we have 2 matches to go. Then we get to this matchup, which I got to tell you, very disappointing. I was looking forward to the build because Liv Morgan's crazy eyes attacking Stephanie, the brawls, the freaking lump on a head, everything. They had everything to put into this feud and story that was awesome. So we get this match instead. For the Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer. So Liv Morgan got her trouble entrance that we knew she was going to get. She did her dance like she was Britney Spears and stronger, and everything that went into it and encompassed it. She gets to the ring and Stephanie Vaquer comes out. This match, we got the Devil's Kissing early. Liv Morgan did her stuff. Stephanie Vaquer did her stuff. They traded blows. And the best way that this culminated in their eyes was Roxanne Perez comes out. Raquel comes out and friggin' knocks Stephanie Vaquer off the ropes. Oblivion, near fall. Stephanie Vaquer even hits an Oblivion for a near fall. And then Roxanne comes in again. Stephanie Vaquer super kicks. And then she takes out Raquel. Then Stephanie Vaquer goes to do a dive out the outside. Liv pulls Raquel and Roxanne in the way. Then she shoves Stephanie into the steps. Springboard codebreaker off the top rope. Then the Oblivion 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan is your new women's world champion. Raquel and Roxanne come out. Dominic comes out. Everybody's celebrating. It just felt so underwhelming for what we were getting, these promos and everything. It hurt my soul because for Stephanie Vaquer's first WrestleMania, it felt like such a dud compared to what we've seen her do on NXT takeovers, what we've seen her do on weekly shows. This was just what it was. It could have been so much more. I felt it was less than spectacular, but I guess congratulations to Liv Morgan. Stephanie Vaquer, we love you. We hope to see you get that title back, but good God almighty, I wanted more. So, Cypher will go to you. Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer. Liv Morgan is your new women's world champion.
Fuck that whole match. Fuck you and the clique you claim.
Thank you, Tupac.
Fuck whoever produced that fucking match.
And fuck the Revival.
Fuck the TKO and the Revival.
Fuck all of that. Dude, you shit the bed right at the end of you about to get in hooky with the hot cheerleader after school, and you shit the bed.
Yes, that's a perfect analogy.
Damn. Yeah. Nah, Cypher, tell me how you really feel.
How you really feel, Corey?
I'm telling you how I really feel. Fuck that whole match. You did her dirty, bro. I'm sorry. And a lot of people are probably going to come for me to Liv Morgan crybabies. I don't give a fuck. That was absolute dog shit.
Yep.
It just makes Stephanie look bad, and it made Liv Morgan look weak as hell because it just looks like Liv cannot win on her own without the help of whatever you want to call with this. I'm not going to call it the Judgment Day. I'm literally going to call it like Dominic's Angels, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Trademark that.
Dominic's Angels, pay me my check. Fuck what you thought it was. Give me my money, Triple H. Anyway, dude, just straight had from the head thud to the talking about the mamas to the talking about the career and the back and forth. You had people believing this was real intense. And then at the end of it all,
you laid an egg.
You more than laid an egg, motherfucker. You literally had diarrhea, Taco Bell squirts, and you just fucking shit the bed. That's it. You fucking shit the bed. Fuck that match. Throw it away. We don't want to see it again. And I don't care what the Liv Morgan crybaby is gonna have to say. Fuck that match.
So I will ask you, Corey, on a side note, because this was 9 minutes of the drizzling shits. What was worse, this or Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella?
This could never top Nikki versus Becky, but it's literally close. I mean,
that close.
That fucking close, like almost touching close for the worst women's match in history. Nothing will ever top Nikki versus Becky. That was
horrible.
That match was literally the embodiment of Eva Marie. That was horrible.
I would rather watch Sable versus Tori Wilson from the Great American Bash 2004, and that match was horrible, than Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. Good God. Paul Morales, what were your thoughts on this? Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer. We know that's your and your wife's boo.
I need Dan's help here. What was the time on that match?
Let me pull it.
I know you guys said it was about 9 minutes, right?
9 minutes, yeah, about that. Dan, give me a timer on that.
I'm checking. Let's see. Results. That was 9 minutes.
Hot damn. Okay.
That was 9 minutes of BS, pure BS. The fact that they couldn't do Stephanie Vaquer better. The fact that they couldn't do this feud that they were building, the fact that they couldn't do better by these two women. We watched over the last month and a half, 2 months of all the shit that they talked to each other, every bit of it. And what? We got 9 minutes of a match.
Of Dookie.
You had 20 minutes of two entrances between Cody and Randy Orton. Hell, you could have skipped freaking Pat McAfee coming out, considering that he flipped off everybody that while he was walking out.
Damn straight.
It just made no sense. It made absolutely no damn sense whatsoever. And you fucked it up all for the sake of, and I know we're gonna get to it right after this, because the announcement was, I thought it was amazing, and I'm happy in that sense. But right now we're discussing this, and it was just horrible. It was drizzling shits. It was horrible, completely. And I agree with Syph. It's fucked up, and it was disrespectful to both women. Sorry. End of story.
Daniel, your thoughts on Liv
I'm just going to sip my coffee now.
Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer, your thoughts?
This is like when you see an ad for like McDonald's or something. And on the commercials, they always make it look so good. So perfect, right?
Right.
But then you go out to the restaurant, wherever, and it does McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Taco, wherever. But then you go and you order it, and then you get to your house, because I'm sorry, eating inside of McDonald's or any fast food place, no.
Nope.
You know, I need my toilet close by, especially if it's Taco Bell.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
That's why I call it Taco Hell.
Taco
Exactly.
Bell, baby.
But you see those ads and everything's perfect. You get it, and it's a letdown. That's what this was. You know, and we know both women can go. You know, I think the story coming out of this is, I mean, say it makes Liv look weak, and yeah, but then she also pulled Raquel and Roxanne into harm's way.
Right.
So do you turn those two? You know, does this further the fall of the Judgment Day?
I mean, we all know it's going to turn into Liv versus Raquel, and it's going to end up turning into that at some point, or maybe it might turn into a triple threat. I don't know. I said it Max last Thursday. It's going to end up in a triple threat for the women's champion, or maybe it might turn into a mixed tag triple threat with Liv and Dominic versus Finn and Roxanne versus JD and Raquel.
I will go back to Elimination Chamber. Who did we say should have won?
Raquel.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's who should have won. Raquel should have been going after the women's championship on SmackDown. Liv could have just easily gone after the women's world title on Raw, which she was, and you could have basically had one lose, one be there for the other, have one win, one lose. Doesn't matter which way you want to do it, and then one be jealous of the other and make it work. You could have easily made it work. And one continue to keep failing because they were going after whatever world title whichever one won a world title, or whichever one lost the world title. Have them continually keep going, trying to go after it, and they're failing and failing and failing because the other person is succeeding, and there's jealousy there. There, Triple H, I just gave you a storyline.
And speaking of something that was given, we got the gift of life, if you will, in our next segment. So John Cena comes out to announce tonight's attendance of night one is 50,816. And then we hear the music of Bianca Belair, thanking everybody for the support and showing love to everybody in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Stop.
Yes.
Hammer time.
My wife was shout out to my wife. She was watching her come down the aisle, and she goes, she's kind of moving kind of different. She goes, oh my God, she looks like she's big. She goes, what if she's pregnant? She goes, she kind of looks like she's pregnant. Didn't even dawn on me. And I'm like, no, it's just puffy. It's just a puffy outfit. Okay, continue.
Well, shout out to Mrs. Morales on pointing that
out. Paul's wife.
Hi, Paul's wife. Women's intuition, if you will. So Bianca Belair comes out. We hear the music. She gets a massive pop. Comes in. Thanks everybody in Las Vegas. Is so happy to be at Wrestlemania. You can't spell Wrestlemania without EST. And then we find out that Bianca Belair is pregnant with child. Congratulations to Bianca and Montez Ford. And John Cena goes, let me correct that, 50,817. And that eggs the segment. So we love you, Montez and Bianca. Congratulations on the upcoming birth of your child. Very, very soon.
Shout out to Montez, who's taking credit, who's taking the page from Big Jim and Trinity. You know, he out there trying to do that Netflix and chill.
Like I said, they're playing. Like I said, they're playing any. They're playing at 112. Anywhere.
Corey. He trying to be some Brian McKnight. He trying to say anytime. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
He said anytime, anywhere. He's like, got me twisted over you. Anytime, anywhere.
Janet Jackson, anytime, anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
That's some Marvin Gaye. Let's get it on action there.
And we could, you know what? Hey, you know what? We're gonna have a episode of Uncaged for all the love songs.
A little bit of Afternoon Delight. The Ron Burgundy version, of course.
Yeah.
No, man. You know what he was using? He was using the peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying? That's the song he was using.
Somebody put on some bass. Touch me, tease me.
Touch me, tease me. He could putting on some case.
Yeah. No, he was doing that.
He over here touch me, tease me.
He was up in H-Town. He was up in H-Town playing and knocking the boots,
knocking the boots.
Knocking the boots, son.
Somebody put on some Montel Jordan. It's on tonight. Let's get it on tonight. Come on, man. Let's go somewhere and get it on tonight. I got a girl, but you look good tonight. Oh, take us back. So I was very happy to see this. Congratulations. And Daniel, do you want to comment now on Bianca and Montez?
2 comments. 1, fuck the Hulk Hogan.
Fuck the Hulk Hogan.
And
but that's not true. That's only 1.
Stoked for those 2. You know, I wish we had Montez Ford around more. Like,
you know what? Montez needs some money now. Now he needs some time on TV. He need to be look Triple H. You need to have Montez and by the way, speaking of another person that just had a baby, Mr. Dawkins just said that him and his girl gonna be having a baby too. So we know what Angelo and Montez was doing. They was tag team back again. Oh
my God!
Wow!
Wow!
You know, they said, "Come on, ride the train." No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, come on, ride the train.
Again, I brought it up earlier. Triple H brought up that you don't have a whole lot of stars who could replace the main roster. Montez Ford,
definitely.
He should have been world champion.
Don't tell me you don't think he could hang in there with guys like Cody, guys like Roman, Seth, Brock, any of them.
Well, we know he couldn't hang with Brock from that.
And you know, Angelo is quite frankly probably an athletic big man who can just could be a mid Carter.
Yeah.
Who could hold that United States title, who could hold that Intercontinental title. It doesn't matter because that boy is that athletic.
Exactly.
Sorry, AJ Francis. You ain't that guy.
He's not Tyrus, thank God.
Brodus Clay and TNA. Now,
I will say Titus O'Neil, that dude, another one. You could have made him a world champion.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
You could have made John Cena Dark Mode a mid-card champion. Shout out to Darren Young.
Oh, yes, Darren Young.
Darren Young.
Ooh. We're going to make Darren Young great again. About that.
Oh, Lord.
And that gimmick went nowhere.
It went nowhere. We could have had him get at least an Intercontinental title run, but no. But speaking of runs, we run ourselves now into the main event of this show. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the undisputed championship. Look, I like the entrance of Cody. We saw him in his gear from his first match with Randy Orton in 2007. Then we went to the years of Put the Paper Bag on Your Head, the undashing Cody Rhodes. Then we went to the career of Stardust, and then his return back to WWE at WrestleMania. Look, I thought the presentation was great. He came out, did his thing. Randy Orton came out. Pat McAfee got booed out of the building, rightfully so, flipping the bird to everybody. And then Pat McAfee takes the mic like he's Paul Heyman and introduces Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes gets his entrance, and then Pat McAfee hits Cody with the mic. They're stomping a mud hole in him. Cody fights back. Crossroads to Pat McAfee, and then we see out of the corner of our eyes, Jelly Roll is in the frame, gives the finger to Pat McAfee, elbow drop to the announce table, and Pat McAfee gets stretchered on out of there. He does the thumbs up and then the FU to the crowd, and then we get into our matchup. Really worked over the back. We saw the side bear hug in there. We saw Randy doing his Randy Orton things. We saw the draping DDT. We saw Randy Orton hit a Crossroads. We saw Cody Rhodes hit an RKO. We saw Randy hit the RKO for a 2 count, and then we see Cody Rhodes do the old Roddy Piper doink right into the eye. Randy can't see. RKO to Charles Robinson. Poor Charles Robinson takes an RKO. Cody goes for the Cody cutter, but then he gets right into the RKO. We saw Cody doing Randy Orton's stuff out there on the outside with the backdrop into the announce table. We saw everything that we saw Cody going a little more heelish. We saw Randy Orton doing his thing, but then there was more as Randy hits the RKO out of that Cody cutter. Pat McAfee comes running down the aisle with a neck brace doing this. And then he counts for Randy Orton. 1, 2, kick out. Randy Orton smiles at Pat McAfee. And then he RKOs Pat McAfee. And then we see the Crossroads, and then Charles Robinson gets back up. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes is still your world heavyweight champion. Both of them were a bloody mess. And then Randy Orton comes back and hits Cody Rhodes with the world heavyweight title, and the crowd's waiting for it. Everybody's cheering. Randy Orton punts Cody Rhodes, and that's the end of the show. Good night, everybody. So that is how we ended WrestleMania, with Randy Orton punting Cody Rhodes, and we went off the air. And Cody Rhodes is still your world's heavyweight champion. Randy Orton versus Pat McAfee, and Pat McAfee was short-lived, but yeah, that was your main event. So, Corey, we'll start with you. Cody retains the interference of Pat McAfee, coming out with the neck brace on the ref, the jelly roll interference. What were your thoughts on this match? Because good God.
That match was on ADHD. That's what that was.
I like that.
That match was on ADHD. It was all over the place. They're literally turning Cody Rhodes into John Cena. I don't care what anybody says. This is going to be Super Rhodes or Super Cody. He just won't lose. And he's going to hold that title up until about SummerSlam. And I'm guessing that's when they're going to let Randy or some, I don't know. Randy's probably don't even want the championship anymore. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know where to go from here. I mean, Randy's a 14-time world champion. Everybody wanted him to get 15, but at the same time, we didn't need Pat McAfee, didn't need Jelly Roll, didn't need none of that extra bullshit. Could have just been a straight match with same fire results. But at the end of the day, Cody Rhodes is this generation's John Cena, whether we like it or not. But like I said, match was on ADHD, but it was nice to see the punt right at the end. Just brought back 09 ball Randy vibes, the evil Randy Orton just crashing out. So overall, it was a great match.
I got to say, I felt like I was back in 2007 watching Randy Orton do the punt for the first time to Shawn Michaels, really getting it over then to where we are now, almost 20 years later. And Daniel, we'll go to you next. Cody and Randy, Cody retaining the interference of Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll, the whole thing.
Yes, Randy Orton, the only person who's ever punt kicked a cabinet secretary.
This is very true.
he punted Linda, right?
Yes.
I think he did. I know he punted.
He did.
Yeah, I think he did.
He did.
I think he punted. I think he collected the McMahon family like Infinity Stones.
Yeah, he punted Vince. He punted Linda. He punted Shane. He didn't punt Stephanie. He RKO'd her.
Yeah, he RKO'd her.
But so Stephanie, again, back here for a second. She took those finishers like a champ.
Absolutely did. Sold it
Giggity.
like no other. Giggity.
Like,
that's how she
have
got
her
3
take
kids.
categories. Like, kudos to her.
And your thoughts on Cody and Randy and Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee and a neck brace as a referee?
Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
You know, there were rumors the other day that Orton was dealing with an injury. I'm almost wondering if maybe he is hurt. Because again, Randy's 46.
Yes.
He's on the back end of his career.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because especially with how he's been going since he's been back, it would have been so much better if Cody had turned heel. And I get it. I get the hesitation. I do, because Cody does move a lot of merch for them. But
so does Danhausen.
Look what turning heel did for Roman.
Yep.
We know Cody can be an effective heel.
Bullet Club Cody.
Give us give us indie Cody in general. He can be that guy. Let him. And I know Cody says, well, you know, I don't want to turn heel. I don't want to. You work for them. If they will say, hey, Cody, we really need you to turn heel.
Turn heel. Whew. So overall on the match and the Pat McAfee Jelly Roll, Dan. Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll take it. We'll go to Paul Morales now. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton and the influence of Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll.
McAfee.
You know what? It was an okay match. It wasn't. I think you could have fairly told the story without a lot of the extracurricular bullshit. Without Pat McAfee, without Jelly Roll, without anything else. Again, I go back to something I said last week on our show. Yeah, that. What I said, yeah, exactly. What I said last week on our look, they're censoring me outside. That's what they're doing. They're censoring me. Look, you could have just as easily went back and told this story without anything else, because you had 15 years
almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years of a story that you could have told. I mean, obviously you could have started with Cody's dad. You could have started with Dusty. You know, you could have easily just transitioned everything. And again, look at the stage when Cody came out. You had all those little eras of him. You could have did the same thing with Randy. And look at when they both came into NXT, or not NXT, OVW.
OVW, yeah.
When they could have went into OVW, you could have had all that. You could have continually had that as your backdrop to everything that was going on between the two. The story was there. You didn't need all the extracurricular stuff. You really didn't. But we got it. And unfortunately, it made this whole feud or whatever it was pointless. At least to a lot of fans.
And I will say this.
And disinterested. No, not a lot of people were interested in it.
I even said it to Mama Lark once more. I said, I can't get excited in this because this has taken me out of it. The Pat McAfee, which we didn't need. Jelly Roll, who I love to death, but we didn't need that either. And the whole thing took me out of it. And was the match, like Paul said, it was okay. It was what it needed to be, but where do we go from here? And I will tell you where we're going to go. We're going to go to night 2 of WrestleMania tomorrow night. We will be live once more for the RWT podcast. You may see Cypher reappear. You may see Nikla. You may see Rob. You see all these great people on the S&M Network Shows channel. We hope you guys enjoy this whenever you watch this, when you. We do what we do and we love what we love. And what we love is entertaining each and every one of you. So with that being said, we'll have our guest start first. Corey, where can we follow you on the social media front? The floor is yours.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you can find me definitely every Thursday on Max Wrestling Podcast. You can go there and hit that like button, smash the subscribe button. That's youtube.com/Max Wrestling Podcast. You can catch us on the beautifully done website of maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. Also, join the Facebook page of Max Wrestling, where I go live every Thursday after the show, after Max. Catch your boy there. Also, catch me on my YouTube channel, Cypher C. That's right. Episode 6 will come out next week. I'm going to have a takeover show coming soon for episode 6. You can find me at Mouth of the South 828. That's MOUF of the SLUF 828 on YouTube.com. Yo, I love being here. I love doing this shit. You can never take me out of this game. I'm here with Larkin. I'm here with Crimmins. I'm here with Morales, baby. I'm here with the RWT podcast. You might definitely see me tomorrow. I'm definitely loving the vibes. Thank y'all for watching. Stay blessed. Stay healthy. We love you.
Whew, beautifully and eloquently said. Now, Daniel Crimmins, where can we follow you on the socials?
Mike will put my links down below. Really, folks, if you want to be watching this, watch it more. Watch it again. Tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your cousin, tell your dog, your cat, especially your cat.
No cat tax tonight, by the way.
No cat tax.
Michael, I'm disappointed in you.
When he's back in here, we'll pay the tax.
Okay.
I expect cat tax tomorrow.
We got you.
But you can find me there. Mike, also, he and I do our Uncaged podcast, which we have touched many great subjects. I think our last one was the best and worst of the NXT call-ups.
And the Bullet Club, yep.
And Bullet Club. We were joined by our good buddy.
Roberto.
Get it? Good buddy. Or sorry, good brother.
Good brother.
Robert Davis. Check that out. Check out what I do. Mike's going to put links down below. And with that, I think we got to kick a diagonal to me, to the dead man of RWT. Paul, what you got for the folk?
The name is right there, the Dead Man of RWT. You can find my link tree down in the link below. Of course, you can follow the RWT Facebook page. Link will also be in the link. The link will also be down in the description below. You could also follow the RWT official RWT Twitter page and IG page. The links will also be down below. And also, you could also check out my link tree inside my ex. Not my ex, but you can find it on my Twitter page. You can find it down there. But of course, you hit my link tree down below. You could find all of my social media, and of course, you could also find the RWT Twitter page, IG page, and all that other good stuff. All the other things that we do. And of course, you can find me on this show with these fellas. And of course, we'll have this guy probably on here a little bit more often because he cool as all hell.
He cool.
And if you get a chance to, please go follow Cypher. Follow all his social media and go check him out. Of course, Mr. Michael Larkin, my brother from another mother, the one that's all up above me, and I don't even know why you up above me right now. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I digressed. My brother, where can we find you?
You can check me out, S&M Network Show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, which features the Steve and Mike Show. It features the RWT Podcast. It features Uncaged. It features Deep Into the Heart of Wrestling with Robert Davis and Nicola McDonald. Some pop culture history on the Mike with Mike, the LFC Podcast. LFC 47 Tusslemania has aired tonight. It's on the VIP section of the LFC website, as well as Look Who. So go over to Look Who Media and check out LFC's Tusslemania there. Much like Corey said, you can check us out on Max Wrestling. So Promo Mania's Night 1 and Night 2 are also on my YouTube page, collaborating with the Max Wrestling YouTube page. A lot of trivia, a lot of promos, and a hell of a lot of fun. You could also check out Cypher on the latest edition of the LFC podcast. You could also check out Dan and I with our latest Uncaged, like Daniel mentioned, and our next episode will be the WCW Cruiserweight division blending into the WWE's Cruiserweight division, so that will be very fun. If you want to follow me on social media, it's at SM Show 1 or MCL92 on the Twitter, and on Instagram, it's Larkin_92 and MLarkinMB, StevenSchmikeShow.com and LFCfights.com for everything and anything. So with that being said, we will see y'all tomorrow for night 2. Please be better. Night 2 of WrestleMania, please. That's all we ask, please. Please.
No promises, please. Less advertisements, less celebrities. Please.
And no more
just give us more wrestling.
And no more drizzling shits.
Yeah, because tonight.
What that guy said.
Yeah, tonight was not fun to cover. We hope it's a funner show tomorrow. So with that being said, we do love what we do, and we love collaborating with one another. For Cypher, for Daniel Kermans, for Paul Morales, my name's Mike Larkin. Thank you for tuning into this RWT podcast. We'll see you tomorrow night for night 2. And well, on that note, they don't want no.
Nah.
Congratulations, AJ Styles.
Yada to me.
Yada I mean.